Hey, here's a practical example of the difference of perspective. See, it's a valley. It's a valley, oh. Look at that. Where is he, like Afghanistan? What's he doing? Oh, this is ugly, right? How much of this would a fancy editor have put in there? You're like, okay, this is like so amazing. Jonathan, let me say single baby. Little Jonny Travelogue. Beautiful. Wait till you're by the edge, by the little edge of the ledge, and one of these guys comes up and does acrobatics. Aerobatics or acrobatics? You know, when they, it's amazing. And then we're back in the weeds. And then I'm still seeing a Jonathan Livingston seagull, and I'm still seeing La Jolla, California. And this is part 2, remember, part 2. Part 2. Things change. Part 2. But in a good way, in a really good way. And we've gone from West Texas to Durango, or Pagosa Springs, Durango. We went to San Francisco, went to Sausalito, went to LA, back to Sausalito, San Diego, La Jolla. Lots of blah, 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 blah. You see that the journey has had many, many interesting people, and some people, I still think of that in Sausalito, that the photographer and his work, and that one picture, and I was going to interview him, and you know, I still need to do that. And then, you know, I've applied for different jobs at UCLA, thinking maybe I might want to go the teaching route get a master's there. Did a 24-hour stint at a rehab. Sounds like a Winehouse song. No, no, no. Going back to La Jolla. No, no, no. All kinds of blah, blah, blah. Here's what we've learned. Federally protected status is 2503. Heartbreak, Carl Jung. Hero's story, hero's journey. Where are you on the hero's journey, your own hero's journey? Go watch the documentary, I Am Joe. I Am Joe. If you really want to start seeing what's up, go listen to those Carl Jung, Joseph Campbell, old YouTubes. And YouTube is a powerful entity, even when Joseph Campbell was alive. The hero's journey, and we learned all kinds of things. What else have we learned? Jehovah, Adonai, El Shaddai, Jehovah. learned. John 15, we talked about John 9, Lazarus. That was just this morning, Lazarus come forth. I'll post that video in a bit. What have you learned? How is this journey helping you, or hurting you, or pissing you off? Or what questions do you have for me? Oh, I've also talked about homelessness and $5. And we've met Pita in San Francisco. Pita. We've told you to go watch about 1,500 movies. Oh, and I've mentioned a few times that I love nature. I love Durango. I love La Jolla. You just get me on these beaches and how we talked about set points this morning. You guys paying attention? Are you listening? I've given you my opinion on a few things. This morning we talked about kind of randomly, rehab centers and how they're a little cottage industry of bullshit, and they don't have to be. And we can riff about how insurance companies only complicate and really hurt healthcare. You're like, dude, can you not just enjoy the surf? Talked about 2503, how that's the linchpin of so many lives. 2503, just a little bit, and who's banging on that drum? 2503. I think even this morning I was talking about military suicides outranking or outlasting, or there's more military suicides than there are combat deaths. And I think I even this morning talked about how I would love to moderate a documentary where it's just for 5 minutes on YouTube, a little Fibonacci political debate, just Hillary Clinton, Edward Snowden, and Fibonacci for 15 minutes. You're like, dude, what the fuck? No, really, think about the power of if I could just, for 15 unedited minutes, let's go dark for a second. For 15 unedited minutes, I could interview Hillary Clinton and Ed Snowden. Oh, and we talked a lot about the Fourth Amendment. Talked a lot about, I think I've even mentioned something about El Shaddai. And the Psalms, and Psalms 57, and Isaiah. You're like, what the fuck is he talking about? You can just call me Jonathan. You can call me Fibonacci. At Fibonacci, that's my Twitter. Oh yeah, even in the early days I talked about fractal math and day trading in Durango, and how Durango is such a magical place. And I was even talking to my mother recently, and I was telling her about some of the cinema that's happening in Durango. It was my first film festival. I'm not even sure I was even doing the Jonny Travelogue in Durango then, but man, the film festival, and Durango has this little bitty, what's the word, burgeoning film festival, and also the comedy. And eventually I'm going to buy the Steam and Bean and live and have a house on top of the Steam and Bean. I'm going to buy the Gaslight. I think we even met Corndog a couple times. Corndog, what the fuck? I mean, dude. Oh yeah, dude, and don't forget, I put a dream out there, man. I want to do a little Muscle Shoals action. I want to get Garth Brooks, Toby Keith, Dolly Parton, Pat Green. I want to cut some music. Words of Third Nigger. You're like, what? What's he talking about? Just call me Fibonacci, dude.